Chapter 41. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Uncle Fu nodded in agreement and turned around to prepare. After a while, Wang Xuan changed his clothes and prepared to leave for the Shenwei general's mansion. On the way, he passed by the training ground in the mansion and took a look at the training of the Xianlong Guard, mainly to see how Li Dazhuang was doing. The training ground was full of shouting, and Wang Xuan saw Li Dazhuang at a glance. It was hard not to notice his burly appearance. He easily lifted the 200 kilograms of stone lock, threw it into the air and caught it, and repeated this, just breathing slightly. Wang Xuan was amazed. Li Dazhuang did this entirely by his talent, without practicing any external skills. The Jianghu Wang Wu, who was in charge of supervision, saw Wang Xuan and hurriedly came up to bow and saluted. Your Highness, the 4 governors of the Xianlong Guard also have 20,000 households, all of whom were selected from orphans by the Zhenbei Palace and raised. They were given the surname Wang and ranked from 1 to 24. It can be said that these 24 people share weal and woe with the Zhenbei Palace, so Wang Xuan trusts them quite a bit. This Wang Wu is the 5th-ranked Xianlong Guard 1,000 households. What do you think of Li Dazhuang? Wang Xuan asked. His subordinates think he is very good, hard-working, has excellent martial arts talent, abides by the rules, and has a good relationship with his colleagues. In several missions this month, he stood in front to clear the way and blocked an arrow for Old 14, so his subordinates promoted him to the general flag. Wang Xuan was very surprised. He didn't expect Li Dazhuang to integrate well and get Wang Wu's praise and be promoted to the general flag, but it's true, who doesn't love a human meat shield who can take damage for you? Of course, the most important thing is that the one behind blocked an arrow for Wang 14. He gained the trust of these 24 brothers. So, do you think he is trustworthy? Wang Wu nodded affirmatively. Well, you help me call him over. Wang Wu turned around and called Li Dazhuang. Highness. Your Highness. Li Dazhuang bowed his head and saluted. He almost called the wrong name. Wang Xuan saw his silly look and teased him deliberately. How is your stay in Xianlong Guard? If you feel uncomfortable, you can leave at any time. No. I live quite comfortably here, Your Highness. Please be well, and please don't chase me away. After saying that, Li Dazhuang still looked aggrieved. After all, being in the Xianlong Guard is much more comfortable than being the chief guard in the wealthy family he worked for before. When he was a small flag, he had 50 taels of silver a month, and now he has 100 taels a month, which is already more than when he was the chief guard. In addition, food and accommodation are free. He can eat as much as he wants, and there is enough meat. Moreover, various cultivation resources are distributed every month, including even Dahuan Dan. Of course, the most important thing is that he will be given a wife. Every year, the Zhenbei army will find relatives for the orphans in the army, and anyone who is willing can sign up. Li Dazhuang has already signed up and is just waiting for his wife to come down, so naturally he is even more reluctant to leave. Okay, I was just joking, I won't chase you away. That's good. As long as Your Highness doesn't chase me away, I'm willing to do anything. Li Dazhuang patted his chest and promised. Wang Xuan saw his silly look and thought of the black whirlwind Li Kuei, and couldn't help laughing. Li Dazhuang didn't know what Wang Xuan was laughing at, so he laughed too. In view of your performance during this period, this prince intends to reward you. Li Dazhuang's eyes lit up. Could it be that my wife sent it to me? What woman? Wang Xuan was puzzled. Wang Wu awkwardly explained the whole story to Wang Xuan. I see. Wang Xuan sighed in his heart. Even the Black Dragon guards had wives, but his sexual happiness was nowhere to be seen. To be honest, he was a little jealous. The wife will give it to you, but what I want to give you is not this, but a book of exercises. After saying that, Wang Xuan took out the golden bell cover and handed it to Li Dazhuang. Ah! Li Dazhuang's eyes were obviously disappointed. Wang Wu saw this and quickly patted his head and said, Why don't you thank Your Highness? What are you doing in a daze? Li Dazhuang also reacted and quickly took the skills and said, Thank you for your reward, Your Highness. Wang Xuan nodded and said, Practice well, and I will come to check your progress later. Ha! Li Dazhuang was obviously a little aggrieved. He didn't really like cultivation. Wang Xuan glared at him unhappily. This Li Dazhuang was really, it's quite boring. I don't know whether it's good or bad." After seeing Li Dezhuang, Wang Xuan planned to go to the General Shenwei's mansion, but halfway, he ran into Uncle Fu, who hurried over. "Young master, a eunuch has come to the palace and said that the emperor has invited him." Wang Xian's expression froze. Why did the empress want to see him at this time? You have to know that he has been in Luodu for 15 years, and he has seen the empress only a few times, and all of them were when he was a child. She usually doesn't summon him. Why does she want to see him now? If it's because he slapped Muron Wanqing in the face, he should have been summoned a month ago. Why did she wait until now? Wang Xuan didn't have time to think about it. If the enemy comes, the general will fight, and if the water comes, the earth will cover it. If he goes into the palace to take a look, he will know what the empress is up to. So he came to the gate of Zhenbei Palace and followed the eunuch from the palace into the palace. The imperial palace of Daqian is called Zhenbei Palace. Zhenbei Palace is located in the northwest corner of Luodu city, symbolizing Zhenbei Star, the North Star in the center of the sky. The eunuch brought Wang Xuan to the entrance of Mingfeng Palace, which is the bedroom of the empress. They walked along the corridor to a garden behind the side hall. Wang Xuan saw a graceful figure with his back to him from a distance. When he came up to him, the eunuch shouted, "Your Majesty, the Prince of Zhenbei has arrived." The figure turned around, with luxurious bird and animal ornaments adorning her bun, eyebrows like blades, eyes like dragons, skin whiter than snow, and neck like a cicada. This reminded Wang Xuan of a sentence. Yen, her smile is charming, and her eyes are captivating. She is indeed the most beautiful woman in Luodu back then. Even though she is already 38 years old, she is still as charming as ever. Wang Xuan took a look and bowed his head, saying, "Your humble servant pays respect to His Majesty." That a clear and dignified voice sounded. "My dear minister, please stand up. There is no need to be polite." Wang Xuan stood up. Empress Li Qinghuan just stared at him without saying anything. Wang Xuan felt uncomfortable being stared at, frowned and asked, "Your Majesty, why are you staring at me like that?" Li Qinghuan sighed. "I didn't notice it when I was a child, but I didn't expect that the older I get, the more I look like him when he was young." "Looks a lot like him. Could this person be his father, Wang Xiang?" "Your Majesty knew my father when he was young." Li Qinghuan nodded and said, Your father and General Yang were good friends when we were young." Wang Xuan felt something was wrong. Why did it look like a bloody love triangle? "Look at this ginkgo tree. It was planted by me, your father, and General Yang 20 years ago. It's confirmed. There must be a story behind this. I didn't expect that Wang Xiang had such a past with the Empress. When I have a chance to return to Liangzhou, I must interrogate him." No wonder the Empress was staring at this bare tree just now. I don't know what she was looking at. It turns out that she was thinking of someone. Oh, I think I am that thing too. Wang Xuan got goosebumps all over his body. He decided to make a quick decision and escape from this dangerous place. "Your Majesty summoned me, but what's the important matter?" Li Qinghuan slowly sat down on the stone bench beside him and waved to Wang Xuan. "Let's sit down and talk." Wang Xuan had no choice but to sit over. "Last month you caused a scene at the martial arts competition and beat my concubine. Do you know your crime?" Li Qinghuan's tone was calm, but the majesty contained in it was as powerful as thunder. "Are you here to punish me?" If an ordinary minister was questioned like this, he would have knelt on the ground and begged for mercy, but Wang Xuan just frowned slightly and said lightly, "It was Lord Murong who disregarded the rules and attacked me. I only gave you a slight punishment. What crime have I committed?" "Oh. I didn't expect that the kid who couldn't say a word before would become more eloquent now. I don't know who he looks like." Li Qinghuan was slightly surprised. "Your Majesty, thank you. My humble eloquence is not worth mentioning." Li Qinghuan slammed the table and said sternly, "Okay, I won't beat around the bush. You hit my people, I am very angry, tell me how I will punish you." The atmosphere suddenly stagnated, the eunuchs and palace maids serving on the side trembled. Chapter 42. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Xuan sneered in his heart, "The history books are right, it is like living with a tiger." At the beginning, he was sunny and bright, but he became furious in an instant, and he was unreasonable, the most ruthless imperial family, even if his father had an extraordinary relationship with the Empress, and even had the merit of following the dragon, in the later part of the plot. He still did not ask right or wrong and directly confiscated the Zhenbei Palace and exterminated the family. Do you think that with Li Qinghuan's intelligence, he can't see that Lin An's method is a frame-up? If she is really so stupid, how could she climb to the supreme position step by step with the body of a princess of a fallen country? Li Qinghuan can become the Empress, and the process is bloody. Those who threaten her die or disperse, half of the entire clan members are directly reduced, and the remaining half are exiled or placed under house arrest, leaving only a few kittens. After the death of the previous emperor, the prince who was supposed to inherit the throne was forced to abdicate and become the king of Jin after only 1 year of being the emperor, and his family was imprisoned in the palace. The second prince secretly gathered his men to attack her, but the news leaked out and he was surrounded and killed. 3,000 people died on the last night, and the second prince disappeared. The blood dyed the steps in front of the Qianyang palace red. For 3 consecutive days, when the court officials came to the morning court, they could smell the blood in the air. Only the third prince, Yue, was raised by her since childhood. After adulthood, she assigned him to the most prosperous Jianghu area, which was considered the most comfortable life. As for the fourth and fifth princes, they were still young and did not pose a threat. Now they still live in the palace and live a barely passable life, but they can forget about being crowned kings. Such a ruthless and scheming woman, how could she not know Lin An's clumsy means of framing? Wang Xuan didn't believe a word of it. Even if she didn't do it herself, she would watch coldly, trying to turn the tables, and might even secretly add fuel to the flames and make it all happen. It was all for the throne in her hands not to be threatened. Facing such an empress, Wang Xuan felt that explaining more was a waste of his brain cells, because you can never wake up a person who is pretending to be asleep. She is the emperor. If she says you are guilty, then you are guilty, even if you are not guilty. So Wang Xuan spread his hands and pursed his lips and said, "Your Majesty has said this, I have nothing more to say. You can punish me however you want, I will continue. This is plain language. You are the emperor, you are showing off. I can't argue with you. I will show my cards, I will show my worst." As soon as this was said, the atmosphere became even more stagnant, and the eunuchs and palace maids around felt like they were falling into an ice cave. There were even a few eunuchs and palace maids who were far away whispering, "Isn't the Prince of Zhenbei afraid of the Emperor's wrath when he speaks to him like this? I have been in this Zhenbei Palace for so many years, but this is the first time I have seen someone dare to contradict His Majesty like this. I have never seen such a thing in my life. Guess how the Emperor will punish him? The last time the Grand Secretary of Wenyuan Pavilion mocked His Majesty, he was sent directly to the Jianghu prison. He has not been released yet. It seems that he will not be able to come out unless he dies." Everyone trembled, thinking of the horror of the Jianghu prison. You can tell from His Majesty's ugly face. This time, even if the Prince of Zhenbei doesn't die, he will lose a layer of skin. It's a pity for this delicate skin. They seem to have seen Wang Xuan's skin and flesh torn apart. Some people with special fetishes even looked forward to it. Li Qinghuan was also stunned at first, and then her face darkened. She frowned, narrowed her eyes and stared at Wang Xuan, without saying a word, but she was intimidating without anger. If it were an ordinary minister, he would have been scared to sweat and kneel down to beg for mercy at this time, but Wang Xuan looked normal. Not only did he drink a sip of tea, he even reached out to pick up the snacks on the table and ate them. The eunuchs and palace maids were stunned. Does this prince really treat this palace back garden as his own home? It must be said that the snacks made by the imperial kitchen in this palace are indeed a little better than those in Tianxianglu. Sure enough, there is still a gap between this apprentice and the master. After a long while, Li Qinghuan suddenly laughed with a puff. Just this smile made Wang Xuan stunned. It was like a bright moon in the sky, shining into the sparkling surface of the Luo River, creating an intoxicating beauty. Wang Xuan suddenly thought of a poem. The 6 palace beauties are pale in comparison. From now on the emperor will not attend the court early in the morning. You, kid, have the same reckless personality as that old man Wang Xuan. Wang Xuan came back to his senses and smiled. Your Majesty, thank you for your praise. Compared with my father, I am still far behind and need to learn more. Li Qinghuan was a little helpless. Do you really think I am praising you? What else? Wang Xuan looked puzzled. Li Qinghuan couldn't tell whether he was pretending or not. To be honest, she couldn't see through him, but she didn't need to see through him. Whether it was true or not, Wang Xuan was the most suitable person for the next thing. Thinking of this, Li Qinghuan said seriously, I won't make it difficult for you. You do one thing for me, and I will forgive you this crime. After she finished speaking, the corners of her mouth rose slightly, with a confident look on her face. She believed that no one could refuse her conditions. Wang Xuan raised his eyebrows. Your Majesty, I can't do it. You should find someone else. Li Qinghuan was really dumbfounded this time. I am the Emperor. I pardoned your crime for one thing, but you are not grateful and dare to refuse. Are you the Emperor or am I the Emperor? Do you believe that I will make you? Well, Li Qinghuan really didn't dare to touch Wang Xuan. In terms of feelings, she and Wang Xuan were close friends, and the king of Zhenbei had the merit of following the emperor. In terms of reason, Wang Xuan was a hostage. If something happened, the 400,000 Zhenbei army in the northern border would not be vegetarians, Li Qinghuan said unhappily. Tell me. How can you agree to me? Wang Xuan smiled in his heart. See. Isn't this benefit coming? In fact, he deliberately put on this unscrupulous attitude at the beginning. From the moment he received the imperial edict to enter the palace to meet the emperor, he was thinking about a question: why did the emperor summon him? He thought about it and there were only two possibilities. The first thing he thought of was the follow-up of the last slap in the face of Murong Wanqing. Although Wang Xuan had a legitimate reason, Murong Wanqing was Li Qinghuan's right-hand man after all, and represented the face of the Empress to a certain extent, but if Li Qinghuan wanted to hold Wang Xuan accountable, he would have summoned Wang Xuan in the first few days, and would not wait until now to settle the score. So he was rejected by Wang Xuan first. The second possibility is that the Empress has something to ask him, and he has to do it. Although Wang Xuan couldn't think of what it was, he could see that it should be very important. When the Empress started to reminisce about the past, and then talked about something that happened a month ago, Wang Xuan knew that the second possibility was almost certain. Because this rhetoric is exactly the same as the leader's PUA employees in the previous life, it is nothing more than first suppressing and then praising. It is said that you are given an opportunity to exercise and let you make up for your mistakes, and in the end the employees work hard and are grateful. This set of things is called the Emperor's mind of kindness and power, but in fact the core is the same. In the previous life, Wang Xuan was already immune to this set, so he would not be fooled. Of course, this is also based on the condition that the Empress dare not touch him. After all, he has 400,000 northern garrison troops behind him. If ordinary ministers dared to pull her like this, there would be people dancing on their graves. Knowing the Empress's mind, Wang Xuan naturally had to ask for some benefits. This is the most distinguished person in Daqian. There are not many opportunities to take advantage of him, so we must take advantage of him. After all, even if he wins the favor of the Empress, he will still be killed in the future. It is better to exchange for some benefits. However, before proposing the conditions, Wang Xuan still needs to understand what Li Qinghuan needs him to do. Your Majesty, please tell me first what you need me to do. Chapter 43. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's very simple. I want you to be responsible for receiving the foreign envoys. Li Qinghuan said directly. Isn't this the business of the Honglu Temple? Why should I intervene? Wang Xuan frowned. It's not simple, but Wang Xuan thinks it won't be that simple. He is a special person, and has a close relationship with your Zhenbei Palace. Li Qinghuan explained. Who? Wang Xuan was stunned to think that their palace had any connection with any foreign country. Borjigin Ajinai. Wang Xuan had a strange expression on his face. Qian tribe. Li Qinghuan nodded. It was indeed a bloody relationship with his Zhenbei Palace. The Qian tribe was one of the three major Rongdi tribes. They had fought with the Zhenbei Palace for more than 100 years. Both sides had their hands stained with each other's blood. It could be said that they were in a relationship of life and death. In the battle in the north 10 years ago, his father Wang Xuan led a lone army deep into the Khan's tent, led 3,000 cavalrymen to surprise attack the Khan's tent, chopped off the head of Gadger, the Khan of the Qian tribe at that time, and defeated the invasion of the Rongdi tribe in one fell swoop, laying the foundation for nearly 10 years of peace on the border between Daqian and Rongdi. Ajinai is the third son of the previous Khan of the Qian tribe, and the younger brother of the current Khan. Li Qinghuan continued to introduce him to Wang Xuan. In fact, Wang Xuan didn't need her to introduce him, because he already knew who Ajinai was. In the plot of the Great Rivers and Lakes, Lin An used Ajinai to frame Wang Xuan for colluding with foreign enemies. Wang Xuan even knew that Ajinai's purpose of coming to Daqian was not to celebrate the birthday of the Empress, but to find out the truth about Daqian and bribe and make friends with ministers. He even tried to alienate the monarch and his ministers. In the original plot, Wang Xuan could be said to have been tricked by him. The Zhenbei Palace also fell apart under the conspiracy of him and Lin An. Even without Li Qinghuan's request, he would have wanted to meet this grassland-wise general. However, Wang Xuan was a little puzzled. Li Qinghuan asked him to receive Ajinai. Wasn't he afraid that the enemies would be jealous when they met, and then fight? Even cause a diplomatic incident in the end and restart the border war? Your Majesty, are you sure you want me to receive you? Yes, any questions? So if I am unhappy, can I beat him up? It's better not to, the ministers will be dissatisfied. Wang Xuan understood, the Empress meant that if you are not afraid of the ministers' dissatisfaction, you can beat them hard. This reminded him of the current situation in the Daqian court, which is divided into the pro-war faction and the pro-peace faction. Now that peace has been going on for a long time, the pro-peace faction has a higher voice. If the Honglu Temple is asked to receive them, they will definitely be afraid of taking responsibility and causing diplomatic disputes, and will be hesitant. Now inside and outside the court, the only one who can control him and has an equal status is the Prince of Zhenbei, who has a close relationship with the Qian tribe. The Empress wanted him to be her pawn, to discourage the arrogance of the Qian tribe. Wang Xuan understood the Empress's idea in an instant. This coincided with his own idea. He didn't mind being the Empress's pawn for a while, but if he wanted to be her pawn, he had to pay a price. I can agree to your Majesty's request, but I have a small request. Wang Xuan said slowly. You are so brave that you dare to put forward conditions to me. Li Qinghuan snorted coldly. Isn't that what your Majesty promised? How can I promise your Majesty? Humph. Go ahead. Li Qinghuan wanted to see what kind of request Wang Xuan would make. I would like to borrow the True Dragon map for a look. Wang Xuan said with a smile, the True Dragon map is a divine artifact handed down from ancient times. It is said that it contains the secret of the heavenly man realm, and is now used to suppress the national destiny of Daqian. This is a real divine artifact. Later, Lin An got the opportunity from it by coincidence and directly achieved the heavenly man realm. Wang Xuan wondered if he could cut off the opportunity in advance. Hearing this, Li Qinghuan looked at him strangely. Is that all you ask? That's right. Wang Xuan didn't think there was anything wrong. I agree. The True Dragon picture can be shown to you for one day. Li Qinghuan did not refuse. Wang Xuan was a little surprised. He thought he was asking for too much, but he didn't expect Li Qinghuan to agree without even thinking about it. Now he wondered if he had made a mistake. Wasn't this True Dragon picture a divine artifact? It shouldn't be wrong. In the original plot, Lin An relied on him to prove his Tao to the heavenly man. We'll see when the time comes. Wang Xuan thought. I have agreed to your request, so I will leave Ajinai to you. Li Qinghuan said with a smile. In this smile, Wang Xuan inexplicably felt a little bit of joy. If your Majesty has nothing else to do, I will take my leave first. Wang Xuan was about to slip away, but Li Qinghuan grabbed him and said, Don't be in a hurry to leave, my dear. It's time for dinner. Stay with me until you finish dinner. Then she dragged him into the hall without saying anything. Wang Xuan struggled for a while, but couldn't get away. He could only follow her in. During dinner, Li Qinghuan kept chatting with him about family matters. At this time, she didn't seem like an emperor, but more like an elder. Wang Xuan coped with it while enjoying the imperial food, which was also a comfort. After dinner, Wang Xuan stood up and took his leave. Before leaving, Li Qinghuan asked, November 7th is your birthday, right? Your Majesty, yes. Wang Xuan didn't know why Li Qinghuan asked about his birthday. You should be coming of age this year. The ceremony will be held here, so I can enjoy the yellow leaves of the ginkgo trees. Without waiting for Wang Xuan to refuse, she waved her hand and said, My dear, please go back soon. I'm a little tired. Then she went back to the palace. What does this mean? Inviting me to hold the ceremony in the palace? Even the princes don't have this treatment. What does the Empress want? Or is it a sugar-coated bullet to confuse me? Wang Xuan instantly had 1,000 clues, but no definite answer. This is very different from the Empress who executed the entire Zhenbei Palace in the previous life. He couldn't tell which one was true and which one was false. Forget it, I'll think about it later. Wang Xuan shook his head and turned to leave. In the hall not far away, Li Qinghuan looked through the window at Wang Xuan's departing back and couldn't help but sigh. Wang Xuan, you have hidden him for so long, so what? Some things are destined. You and I are just pawns, we can't hide. Wang Xuan originally planned to visit the general's mansion after leaving Zhenbei Palace. However, after having dinner with the Empress, it was too late, so Wang Xuan decided to visit again tomorrow morning, but the night was long, and Wang Xuan would not waste time. He could not go to the general's mansion at night, but he could go to another place. He decided to go to Tianxiang Tower to find Lu Shishir first to see what she wanted to do by looking for him alone. After all, this might be related to the layout of the world's money houses, not because he coveted her body. By the way, he could also let the little fairy Lu Shishir help him practice again. The effect of the last practice was quite good. Chapter 44. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Xuan and his party arrived at Tianxiang Tower. Someone immediately came to greet them outside the door and bowed. The prince is coming. The host is waiting for you upstairs. Wang Xuan raised his eyebrows, a little surprised. Miss Lu knew that the prince was coming. The visitor shook his head. The host told me to wait for the prince to come here every day, and she will wait on the top floor. Wang Xuan looked amused. Interesting. Very interesting. Lead the way. Your Highness, please follow me. Wang Xuan followed him to the rooftop. It was still the same box and the same seat as last time, but this time, only Lu Shishir was there. Even though Wang Xuan had made sufficient mental preparations, he was still overwhelmed by her beauty. The moment he saw Lu Shishir, he could not help but be attracted by her charming eyes, and a little heat rose in his heart. Forcibly suppressing the heat in his heart, Wang Xuan secretly said in his heart, Fairy. Then a gentle and charming voice sounded. Your Highness. You are finally here. I have been missing you so much these days that I have lost my appetite. After saying this, Lu Shishir revealed a resentful expression, as if a loving woman was ignored by her lover. If those dignitaries who coveted Lu Shishir saw her, they would probably step forward to pity her and agree to any request she made, but Wang Xuan just sneered in his heart. He didn't believe that the Shui Lu who would kill people without blinking an eye in the future would be a love-brained person. As for love at first sight, ask Wang Kai at the door of my house and see if he believes it. Although he is handsome, rich, good at kung fu, and has a high status, he respects normal women, is caring, and is a leader who rewards and punishes clearly. In the future, he will inherit the title of King of Zhenbei and have hundreds of thousands of troops under his command. It seems like he is really great when he says that. It's not that he is narcissistic. If he were a woman from Dakian, he would also fall in love with himself. Of course, the premise is that she is a normal woman, and Lu Shishir is obviously not one of them, waiting for someone, complaining, pretending to be a loving person, right? Okay. If you want to play like this, I will play with you. It's just role-playing. He doesn't sound like he is. Really? Come and see if you have become skinny due to hunger. If so, I will be heartbroken. Wang Xuan said as he touched Lu Shishir's slender waist. Lu Shishir's expression froze. She dodged without making a sound, and then poured a glass of wine. Your Highness, have a drink first. The night is long, and there is still a lot of time. This prince will have to go back soon. My mother did not allow me to spend the night outside when she was alive, so time is running out. Miss Lu, let's do it. What are you talking about? Your Highness. Lu Shishi obviously didn't follow Wang Xuan's train of thought. Wang Xuan smiled shyly. Since Miss Lu is so pleased with me, I won't beat around the bush. Let's just make it a done deal tonight and relieve your longing for me. After saying that, he untied the jade belt around his waist and planned to take off his clothes. Lu Shishi was stunned at first, then felt ashamed and annoyed, but still forced herself to say, Your Highness, are we being too hasty? Wang Xuan suppressed his smile and pretended to be ignorant. TSK. How could it be? Many people roll into bed after meeting for the first time, but this is our second time. And Miss Lu, don't you miss this prince very much? Wouldn't this satisfy your wish? Don't worry, I will be responsible for you. If you can't be a princess, you can still be a concubine. Come on. Hurry up. That while speaking, Wang Xuan had already taken off all his clothes except for his white underwear, and then he went straight forward to hug Lu Shishi. Seeing that Wang Xuan was here for real, Lu Shishi quickly dodged and hurriedly said, Your Highness, slave, I think it's too fast. How about we cultivate our relationship for some time first? It's okay. These things can be discussed later, let's get down to business first. So the following scene appeared in the box. She ran away, he chased her, and finally she couldn't get away. The moment Wang Xuan finally hugged her, Lu Shishi's expression condensed, and she burst out with the momentum of an innate master, and kicked Wang Xuan directly, bang. Lu Shishi's foot was grabbed by Wang Xuan. Looking at Lu Shishi's face full of shame and anger, Wang Xuan chuckled and said, Oh. You can't play anymore. Don't pretend anymore. But when Lu Shishi heard this, she knew that her disguise had been seen through long ago, and she couldn't help but get very angry. Since your Highness has already seen through it, why is he still teasing me? Wang Xuan replied while admiring the little feet in his hands. This prince is most willing to help others achieve their goals. This prince is not just because Miss Lu wants to perform, so this prince is also cooperating. After saying that, he pinched her ankle. Don't tell me, it feels good, the skin is as white as cream, and the breath is as fragrant as orchid. When Lu Shishi saw Wang Xuan staring at her feet and rubbing them, she felt as if she was seen naked. It felt like ants were crawling all over her body. She was embarrassed and annoyed. She wanted to pull her feet back, but Wang Xuan held them tightly and she couldn't move. How long do you plan to hold my feet for? Lu Shishi said coldly, no longer as gentle as she was at the beginning. After hearing this, Wang Xuan came back to his senses as if awakened, and let go of Lu Shishi's feet, with a reluctant look on his face. After all, such beautiful feet are rare. Miss Lu, please forgive me. I have never seen such beautiful feet before. I can't let go of them. Please forgive me. Lu Shishi was stunned by these words. How could Wang Xuan make such a vulgar thing sound fresh and refined? I have never seen such a shameless person. Although Lu Shishi was angry, she was more alert. It seemed that Wang Xuan was more difficult than she thought. As his opponent, it must be a headache. Although she planned to discuss cooperation with Wang Xuan, but Wang Xuan's difficulty made her hesitate. She didn't know if doing so would be courting disaster. At this time, Wang Xuan had put on all the clothes he had taken off, and turned back into the romantic and suave prince of Zhenbei. He was completely different from the image of a playboy who was eager for sex before, which made Lu Shishi a little stunned, until Wang Xuan spoke to her and brought her back to her senses. Miss Lu, you have been pretending for so long, stop beating around the bush and tell me why you asked me to come here alone. Lu Shishi hesitated for a moment, and finally said, I want to cooperate with you. Wang Xuan raised his eyebrows, looking interested. If you want to cooperate with me, isn't it because you asked your master, my third brother, to come and talk to me? Besides, haven't I already cooperated with you? Jianxia Bank has 40% of my shares. Lu Shishi was not surprised at all that Wang Xuan knew that the master behind her was Wu Wangying Ziyue. After all, how could someone who could see through her disguise and was extremely cunning not investigate her background in advance? Not with us, but with me, Lu Shishi. Lu Shishi said word by word. Wang Xuan understood, and his face became more interested. He inexplicably felt a sense of taboo. You mean, you want to cooperate with me without telling third brother? Do you know what you are talking about? Lu Shishir nodded calmly. Can you tell me why? Good birds choose trees to roost in. If I follow that fool King Wu, I will never succeed in my life. Lu Shishir said directly. Wang Xuan thought about it and it seemed to be true. In his memory, Ziyue was the kind of person who was brainless, irritable, liked to bully others, and didn't like to study, so in the original plot, he could actually become the man behind the male protagonist Lin An, which surprised Wang Xuan. No. Wang Xuan realized something. With Ziyue's intelligence, how could he have created an intelligence organization like Tianxia Bank? There must be someone behind this helping him. Wang Xuan looked at Lu Shishir and said slowly. You are actually in charge of all the money houses in the world, right? Lu Shishir's pupils shrank slightly, unable to hide her shock, and she smiled bitterly and said, Your Highness is indeed as good as a god, and you have mastered all this information. She had to admit that every step she took was controlled by the man in front of her. While feeling frustrated, she also felt very excited, because with such a person to help, there is no need to worry about revenge. Wang Xuan was also stunned. He didn't expect that he guessed right. After all, the plot of the game doesn't describe much about supporting characters like Lu Shishir. Many times, she only plays the role of a tool in the main world, so Wang Xuan didn't think of this for a while. In other words, the person actually controlled by Tianxia Bank is Lu Shishir, not Ziyue. Maybe even Ziyue himself doesn't know that he is just a smoke bomb pushed to the front. Later, Lu Shishir became the Shui Lu of Chilfeng Tower. It is estimated that she is like now, looking for a stronger person to change the door, and Chilfeng Tower also developed and grew into the world's #1 killer organization with the help of Lu Shishir. He can get such a beautiful and capable person, but he has made a lot of money. But Wang Xuan remained calm on the surface. Seeing that Wang Xuan was hesitant to speak, Lu Shishir didn't know what he was thinking, and she was a little impatient in her heart. Your Highness has probably been placing his own people in Tianxia Bank recently. In fact, there is no need to go through so much trouble. With me here, all the money houses in the world will be in your pocket. Wang Xuan said playfully, Oh. If you do this, aren't you afraid that I will tell my third brother? Lu Shishir's expression froze, and then she said confidently, Even if your Highness tells King Wu everything about our meeting, he won't believe it. He will only think that you are alienating us and want to possess me. Is Ziyue really that stupid? No way. But Wang Xuan would not really try. He pretended to be thoughtful and said, My third brother is my beloved relative. We are very sorry for him if we do this. Lu Shishir's face changed, and she was about to say something, but Wang Xuan continued. You have to pay more. Chapter 47. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Although the curfew in Luodu will be postponed for an hour to the hour of high because of the Tianchong festival, Wang Xuan still decided to leave first. He was mainly afraid that he would practice too much and accidentally discharge his weapons, which would become a negative distance. It would be better to leave first to cool down and give his second brother some breathing space. On the way back, Uncle Fu walked a little ahead of Wang Xuan, and from time to time he turned his head and smiled at him, which made him feel uncomfortable. Okay, Uncle Fu, why do you keep looking at me? Master, I have one more question. I really don't need to help you. Need not. Okay, I understand, you like excitement. You do not understand. I understand, young master. I won't say any more. As a man, everyone who understands this little quirk will understand. Uncle Fu gave Wang Xuan a reassuring look, indicating that he would not have any opinion. Seeing this, Wang Xuan sighed, and looked at the 100% loyalty on his head. He knew that the man in front of him could even die for him, so what else could he do but let it go? His own Uncle Fu spoils himself. Uncle Fu has watched his mother grow up since he was a child, and now he has watched him grow up. It can be said that he has regarded him as his own grandson, but it is still distressing to have a gossipy elder. The next morning, Wang Xuan got up and planned to exercise his fists and feet. He happened to go to the training ground to take a look. In fact, before licking Chu Siyan, the original body was also very good. Wang Xuan and the first 24 people of the Xianlong Guards trained and grew up together, and their feelings for each other were also cultivated since childhood, so he trusted them so much. Later, he would come to the training ground from time to time to run exercises with the Xianlong Guards in order to maintain mutual cohesion. His father, King Zhenbei, Wang Xuan, did this, and he talked to the soldiers. Only if you eat, drink and sleep together, will they be of the same mind with you. Therefore, the 400,000 soldiers of the Zhenbei army will be of the same mind with his Zhenbei Palace, and they will be invincible in killing the enemy. It's just that he has neglected his brothers in order to lick Chu Siyan in recent years, but it's not too late to make up with them now. When he came to the training ground, Wang Xuan subconsciously swept his eyes and saw the loyalty of everyone on the scene. Wang Qi, who maintained order today, and Wang Shi, who was training, had a loyalty of more than 95%, which was in the category of life and death. The remaining Xianlong Guards were all above 80%, which was not allowed to betray, and Li Dezhuang actually reached 100%, which surprised Wang Xuan, but he was also very happy in his heart, for those who are absolutely loyal to him. Wang Xuan is not stingy with rewards and training. If Wang Xuan had some concerns about Li Dezhuang's loyalty before, he has now listed him as the top priority talent in his heart, so he waved and called Wang Qi. You should take care of Li Dezhuang in the future. I plan to focus on training him. Wang Qi frowned and asked, Your Highness, don't you need to observe him anymore? No need, I already know his loyalty. Wang Xuan said slowly. You know it in such a short time. Although he had some doubts, Wang Qi decided to accept the request. Yes, that Wang Xuan nodded and planned to go to the field to practice his boxing. At this moment, a glaring number jumped into his eyes, 25%, whose loyalty is so low. Could it be that someone has planted a spy in my Zhenbei Palace? Is it an insider? Wang Xuan looked carefully and a man with a pointed chin and monkey cheeks came into his sight. He searched for information in his mind and found that he really didn't know him. There was not even a key plot of this person in the plot, but think about it, it's true, I was just a cannon fodder villain. I guess the enemy didn't even use this hidden card, and I was pitted to death. The original body is so embarrassing. Wang Xuan couldn't help complaining in his heart. Then he turned around and pointed at the man with a pointed chin and monkey cheeks, and asked Wang Qi, Who is that person? Wang Qi looked at the person Wang Xuan pointed at, bowed and replied, Your Highness, this person is called Lu Bajin, and he joined my Xianlong Guard 10 years ago. Where is he from? A native of Liangzhou in the northern border. His grandfather and father were both soldiers of our Zhenbei army. His father was one of the 3,000 cavalrymen that the prince led alone into the Rongdi. That means he is a direct descendant of the Zhenbei army, isn't this right? Wang Xuan's eyes condensed and he ordered. Next, I will give you a task, send someone to keep an eye on him for 12 hours a day. Wang Qi's heart skipped a beat, and he asked, Your Highness, has Lu Bajin committed any crime? Although he is a bit sneaky and lazy, he is absolutely loyal to our Zhenbei Palace. Wang Xuan sneered in his heart, You call 24% loyalty? Do you know that 23% loyalty means there is a possibility of betrayal? 22% loyalty is worthless in Zunlongwai. Wang Xuan was stunned. Good guy, in the time it takes to say a word, Lu Bajin's loyalty has dropped by 3%. He will definitely be a traitor in the future. Listen to me, keep an eye on him. Report any unusual movements to me immediately. Yes. Seeing Wang Xuan's insistence, Wang Qi could only agree. Wang Xuan saw that Wang Qi's loyalty dropped by 1% to 96%, it seems that he is a little dissatisfied with me. Wang Xuan didn't care too much. If he betrayed him in the end, he would just kill him. Seeing that there was a traitor, Wang Xuan didn't plan to practice boxing here, but returned to the training room, for fear of revealing his skills and being targeted. It was afternoon, at the general's mansion. After receiving the visiting card from the Zhenbei Palace and knowing that Wang Xuan was coming, Yang Xiaoxue was very happy. She dressed up beautifully early in the morning. She was no longer as heroic as before, but wore a rouge long dress, with a gentle and moving posture. Yang Linjing looked at his sister who had changed her previous image and looked like a daughter, and couldn't help but teasing. Little sister, are you getting married? Yang Xiaoxue turned back in shame and glared at him. Brother, if you keep talking nonsense, I will tear your mouth apart. Good fellow. Oh. She is worthy of being the little hot pepper in my general's mansion, she hasn't changed at all. Young Linjing couldn't help complaining in his heart. Not long after the two siblings quarreled, the servants came to report. Young master, the crown prince is here. As soon as the words fell, a graceful figure appeared in front of them. It was Wang Xuan. From head to toe, he was dressed in a dark robe, neat and clean. He walked like a dragon and a tiger, with a pair of bright eyes. Although his aura was restrained, Yang Linjing could feel the majestic aura contained in his body at a glance, which made him feel a sense of pressure. It seems that the rumor that he has achieved the three flowers Xiantian realm is true. Yang Linjing murmured to himself, with envy and jealousy in his tone, but more of it was emotion. He had worked hard for so many years but failed to achieve the three flowers, but a dandy boy who was still in the acquired realm a few years ago got there first. Who could he complain to? Yang Xiaoxue didn't have so many thoughts. When she saw Wang Xuan for the first time, she happily went up to him, pulled his arm and called out coquettishly, brother. Sweet and sticky, Wang Xuan felt his heart melt. He touched Yang Xiaoxue's head and replied with a smile. Hello, Shuer. Hello, brother Yang. Yang Linjing felt a little jealous. His own little sister had never called him brother, but either called him big brother or his full name. He really wanted to cry, but he still forced a smile and bowed his hands and said, Hello, Your Highness. Thank you for the piece of Tianshan snow lotus you gave me last time. Wang Xuan smiled and said, You're welcome. With the relationship between our two families, a piece of Tianshan snow lotus is nothing. Also, congratulations to brother Yang for winning the title of Wu Zhuang. Hearing this, Yang Linjing showed a trace of shame on his face. Your Highness, you are too serious. I still failed to beat Lin An in this palace examination. I guess His Majesty chose me as the top scholar just for my father's sake. I feel unworthy of this title. Wang Xuan shook his head and said, Brother Yang, what you said is wrong. The palace examination is not a martial arts competition, it is mainly to select people who can lead the army in battle for Dakian. Personal strength is only one of the references. The most important thing is the military strategy. After all, even if it is a top master, it is impossible to resist the siege of 100,000 troops, right? Yang Linjing nodded in agreement. No matter how powerful the top master's attack is, he will eventually die of exhaustion. Brother Yang, your military strategy is first-rate among all martial artists. The emperor is absolutely fair and just, so there is no need to belittle yourself. After hearing what Wang Xuan said, Yang Linjing felt very happy in his heart, and he was no longer depressed in the past few days. Indeed, the court originally selected martial arts talents to lead troops to fight, and it was not his father's reason to choose him as the number one. But then he sighed, but what if I became the number one martial arts scholar? Dad still refuses to recognize me. I like martial arts so much, why didn't my father let me join the army, but sent me to study in a college? Even my younger sister can learn martial arts and join the army, why can't I? Hearing this, Wang Xuan finally understood why Yang Linjing wanted to take the imperial martial arts test. Because Yang Heng, if he wanted to learn martial arts, all other ways were blocked for him. The only way Yang Heng could do was to take the martial arts test, which was held by the imperial court. Seeing this, Yang Xiaoxue comforted him, Brother, I think Daddy must have his own difficulties in not wanting you to learn martial arts. Yang Linjing snorted in dissatisfaction, obviously not believing that Yang Heng had any difficulties. At this time, Wang Xuan spoke up. Brother Yang, I think Shuer is right. The general may have his own reasons. Chapter 49. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The three of them came to the training ground in the general's mansion. This place is usually used as a training ground for the personal soldiers in the mansion. As a general, Yang Heng has 100 personal soldiers in his mansion, which is also the largest number of guards that Luodu can have except for the royal family. Not everyone can be treated specially like the Zhenbei Palace. At this time, there are still many people training in the training ground. The leader of the personal soldiers came over and bowed and said, Major General, miss, how did you get here? What's wrong, little stone? Can't we come over to supervise you for my father and see if you are lazy during training? If so, I will give you a few whips. That the leader of the personal guards called Little Stone smiled bitterly. Oh my aunt, I won't ask any more, you can watch however you want, as long as you want, that it seems that this leader sure has suffered a lot. Okay, little sister, stop teasing Chief Sure. Young Linjing shook his head helplessly. Chief Sure, can you clear out a ring? I want to compete with His Royal Highness the Crown Prince. Hearing this, Chief Sure's eyes fixed and looked at the noble young man next to young Linjing. This should be the His Royal Highness the Crown Prince mentioned by the young master, but no matter how you look at him, he is just a playboy. He doesn't have a strong aura and doesn't look like a master. Why would the young master, a martial arts fanatic, want to fight him? He shook his head, not knowing why, but still arranged for a ring to be cleared. Your Highness, please come in first. Young Linjing said. No need for these empty formalities, let's go together. Wang Xuan said. Young Linjing nodded. The two jumped onto the ring together and stood at both ends, seeing that there was a competition on the ring, and one of the contestants was a major general of their own. Many of the soldiers who were in training stopped their work and ran over to watch. The scene was suddenly filled with noise. Come on, Major General. Let that kid know how powerful our general's mansion is. Beat him until he cries, and let him go home to feed. Ha 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 ha. Aw. Shouts came one after another. It was so lively. In their opinion, Ong Linjing would definitely be able to easily deal with this unknown dandy. Yang Xiaoxue pouted her lips, a little unhappy. Why are they cheering for the eldest brother? So she waved her arms and shouted loudly, come on, brother Wang Xuan. The soldiers didn't expect that their young lady would actually cheer for the other party. Although Wang Xuan's breakthrough caused a stir in the city, Yang Heng rarely went out, and they also stayed in the general's mansion with nothing to do, so they didn't know much about him, and they had never met him, so they were curious about Wang Xuan's identity. Who is this opponent? Why are the ladies cheering for him? I'm not sure. I heard the Major General call him Your Highness. He couldn't be a prince or a crown prince. I heard it was the Prince of Zhenbei. Our general used to have a good relationship with the Zhenbei Palace. The Prince of Zhenbei? I've heard of him. He's just a playboy who has no knowledge or skills. Oh no. I didn't think we offended him by shouting like that just now. What are you afraid of? The law does not punish everyone. Besides, if he loses, he will definitely leave in disgrace. Why would you care about these things? Ha ha ha. That's true. Take advantage of this opportunity to curse more. You don't have the chance to curse like this at other times. Suddenly, a barrage of obscenities came, targeting Wang Xuan's lower body. The soldiers had very loud voices, and their whispers were heard by the two people on the stage. Yang Linjing was embarrassed. Your Highness, these soldiers can't read a single word, they have no control over their mouths, and they dare to say anything. Please forgive them. It doesn't matter. Wang Xuan didn't care at all. It was just some trash talk before the game. He was from Zhuan in his previous life, and under high-intensity training, this bit of trash talk was undoubtedly just a tickle. If they really had a fight, he would make the other person cry in minutes. Yang Linjing nodded, and immediately showed the rotten silver spear in one hand and shouted, Your Highness, be careful. Please. Wang Xuan just stretched out a hand. Yang Linjing frowned and said, Your Highness, where's your knife? I don't need it, just attack directly. Wang Xuan said slowly. His damage was already overflowing, and coupled with the magical weapon Great Xia Dragon Bird, that was pure bullying. And now he is in a transition period. His strength is growing every moment, so the control is not perfect. If Yang Linjing is injured, he will not be able to explain to Yang Xiaoxue and General Yang, the other party is not an enemy, so why bother? But when Yang Linjing heard it, his whole face darkened. Your Highness, you look down on me. Brother Yang, you are worrying too much. I just think it is enough not to use the knife. Wang Xuan told the truth. Unfortunately, Ong Linjing was not comforted at all. Isn't this the same idea that Wang Xuan doesn't use the knife, but he can't not use the gun? after all, 90% of his martial arts come from his ancestral Yang family spearmanship. Without the gun, his strength is also reduced by 90%. Just now, An Linjing was still thinking about holding back. After all, he broke through and then stood up some time ago, and realized the great spear intention. With the top-level Yang family spearmanship, even the master has to avoid its edge. Even if Sanhua is innate and very strong, it is only innate after all. If he makes a move, the opponent may not be able to block it. This is the source of his confidence in wanting to spar with Wang Xuan. But Wang Xuan actually underestimated him and didn't even use the knife. This made him very dissatisfied, and he was ruthless in his heart. He planned to teach Wang Xuan a lesson. Then your highness must be careful. Green dragon sees claws. As soon as the voice fell, An Linjing held the spear and stabbed straight at Wang Xuan. In the air, the tip of the spear transformed into dozens of shadows, and it was impossible to tell which one was real and which one was fake. This move is the most suitable for frontal attack among the Yang family spears. In the process of attacking, it constantly accumulates strength, and waits until it finally bursts out. Even the master dares not face his edge at this time, especially when facing people without weapons. The advantage is fully demonstrated. 1 point of strength can give 2 points of advantage. To break this move at the same level, you must interrupt his attack in the first half. This is his test to see how Wang Xuan will attack. It is also a trap. There are 91 variations after this move, all of which are used to deal with people without weapons, and will definitely make the opponent exhausted. The speed of the gun is also very fast. The distance between the two was shortened by half in an instant, and Wang Xuan was still standing stupidly without a single move. Seeing this wonderful move, the soldiers in the audience couldn't help cheering. Good. The young general's Yang family spear has become more and more perfect. Yes. This move of the blue dragon claw already feels like a great general. The other side must be scared silly. If you are so arrogant, you will probably suffer the consequences. You deserve it. Wang Xuan's decision not to use a knife was also considered by the soldiers as disrespect to their young general, so they were very angry. Yang Xiaoxue saw Wang Xuan motionless and couldn't help but exclaimed, "Be careful." Yang Linjing naturally saw Wang Xuan's motionlessness and snorted, thinking that he was too arrogant and didn't interrupt him in advance. But there was a hint of happiness in his heart. Look, Wang Xuan. This is the end of you looking down on me. Even if you are a three-flower innate, you will be defeated. Thinking that he was about to defeat the legendary three-flower innate who was invincible in the same realm, An Linjing was very excited. If this news were to spread, it would probably cause a shock to the world. He has been holding back a lot of energy and wanted to surpass his legendary father, so he tried his best to become a three-flower innate, but now he is thinking, even if I, An Linjing, can't become a three-flower innate, so what? I am better than the three-flower innate. The three-flower innate Xiantian will still be defeated by me. As the tip of the gun got closer and closer, the corner of Yang Linjing's mouth rose more and more, but he did not lose his mind. Instead, he tried his best to control the tip of the gun to deviate a little to the side. At that time, the tip of the gun would not really hit Wang Xuan and directly injure him seriously. At most, he would suffer some superficial injuries from the chi force. It can be regarded as letting him suffer a little. Bang! The huge sound of metal and stone intersecting resounded throughout the venue. Some people were directly deafened temporarily by the sound. When they came back to their senses, they were stunned to see the shocking scene in front of them. Yang Linjing's gun was blocked. No. To be precise, it was not blocked, but caught. He was caught by Wang Xuan's bare hands. Caught. Chapter 50. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The guards watching were all stunned, and the continuous shouting stopped instantly. A few of them came to their senses, and their loud voices became much lower, whispering cautiously. I'm not seeing wrong. Major General's gun, caught with bare hands. This must be fake. Even the Grandmaster may not be able to handle this move of the young general. Could it be that we have all seen it wrong, and the person on the other side is actually a Grandmaster? How can there be such a young master? Not necessarily, and it doesn't look like it from the momentum, right? Not to mention the soldiers below the stage were puzzled. Yang Linjing on the stage was also shocked. How is it possible? This is not something that a person in the Xiantian realm can do. But this negative emotion only flashed by, and he suppressed it. The victory or defeat between masters is only a matter of seconds, and he can't show any flaws. Maybe it was because of his temporary weakness that the tip of the gun deviated a little, which was caught by Wang Xuan. Next, I won't hold back any more. Yang Linjing thought to himself. He slapped the gun, then shook and turned it, trying to get the gun out of Wang Xuan's hand. However, the hidden force he slapped along the gun and hit Wang Xuan, but it was like a drop in the ocean. Without any reaction, Wang Xuan's hand was still tightly holding the gun tip, not moving at all. How is it possible? Yang Linjing's mood, which had just been lifted, was immediately hit the bottom. He couldn't even pull out the gun. The gap between the two was obvious. Without the gun, he was a useless person. What can I compare with Wang Xuan? There is no need to compare anymore. Seeing Yang Linjing's momentum, Wang Xuan knew that the time had come, so he turned his wrist and snatched the broken silver spear from his hand. Yang Linjing didn't react for a while, looking at his empty hand in astonishment, and smiled bitterly. I lost. Not only was he defeated, but he was defeated completely. No. To be precise, he was defeated in one move. He even suspected that if Wang Xuan hadn't let him attack first, he might not have been able to last even one move. Is this Sanhua? Yang Linjing muttered to himself. The realm he had been pursuing for many years turned out to be so strong. It turned out to be so difficult to become a strong man like his father. He still had 2 years to go before he turned 30. Before that, could he really become a 3-flower in 8? He might have had confidence before the competition with Wang Xuan, but now. Brother Yang, don't belittle yourself. You are already very strong. Wang Xuan comforted him, fearing that he would be hit, but what he said was not a polite remark. With the move Yang Linjing just made, if he went back to the martial arts test a month ago, Lin An would not be his opponent. Even when he had just broken through the 3 flowers, he might have been able to break through his defense and hurt him. This is already the best among his peers. Even if he faced a master, he could still compete. Yang Linjing quickly came out of his depressed mood, shook his head and smiled bitterly. Your Highness, there is no need to comfort me. There is no first in literature and no second in martial arts. If you lose, you lose. Although he lost, he was very open-minded. This is the truth his father taught him. Wang Xuan nodded. It seems that he was worrying too much. Yang Linjing's heart is very firm and he will not lose confidence because of a temporary setback. The two walked off the stage, and Yang Xiaoxue came up to meet them. Looking at Wang Xuan with stars in her eyes. As expected of brother Wang Xuan, you are so awesome. Yang Linjing was a little jealous. Little sister, I lost so badly, why didn't you comfort me? Humph. I told you not to compete anymore. You asked for it. You deserve it. Yang Xiaoxue didn't indulge her brother. Yang Linjing's sad face. This little sister has a lover and has forgotten her brother. Huh. Yang Linjing, who was in a bad mood, happened to see the group of soldiers who wanted to pretend nothing happened and quietly slip away. His eyes suddenly lit up. You too, I didn't have time to talk to you guys on the stage just now. You guys are so foul-mouthed and have no control over your words. Come over here and apologize to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince. Seeing this, the guards walked up to him in shame. Your Highness, I, Zhu, have offended you. I apologize to your Highness. Me too. Your Highness, please forgive me. I'll kowtow to your Highness, that's all. Me too. I am the same. Looking at the burly bearded men in all directions, Wang Xuan felt like he was in Li Kuei's den, surrounded by men on both sides, unable to move. Some soldiers were actually ready to kneel down and kowtow to him to apologize. Wang Xuan felt quite a headache and quickly said. No need, I forgive you. The soldiers were overjoyed. Thank you, your Highness. You are so kind. I, Zhu, like you, so straightforward. Your Highness, the move you made just now to catch the gun with your bare hands was amazing. How did you train your hands to be so strong? Can you teach me? Yes, yes. If I learn this trick, I can let my wife enjoy it in the future, and I won't have to be so tired. What the hell are you thinking, Lao Lu? This technique is obviously the crown prince's best trick. I'm just asking, if you don't want to give it to me, then don't give it to me. The worst that can happen is that I'll be a little tired. Wang Xuan didn't know whether to laugh or cry. These bad guys were really outspoken, saying all kinds of dirty words. Yang Linjing, who was standing by, covered his face in shame. Yang Xiaoshue's face also flushed, and she whipped out her whip in anger. What nonsense are you talking about? Why don't you leave now after apologizing? When the personal soldiers saw that their young lady was angry, they also dispersed quickly. They didn't want to be whipped, because it really hurts. When leaving, someone was indignant and said, "Miss, you are so fierce, be careful that no man will want you." Yang Xiaoshue was annoyed and shouted. Who shouted, "Stand up." No one stood up, some lifted the stone locks, some ran, and everyone seemed to be very busy. A real man can bend and stretch, and he can be cowardly when he needs to. Wang Xuan, who was standing aside, saw this scene and laughed. Yang Xiaoshue's pretty face turned red, and blood was about to drip out. "I'm sorry, brother Wang Xuan, I'm not usually like this." Yang Linjing couldn't help rolling his eyes and muttered, Yes, you're usually even more extreme than this." His voice was very low, but Yang Xiaoshue still heard it. She glared at him and Yang Linjing immediately stopped. Seeing this cute look, Wang Xian's index finger was excited and he couldn't help but scratch Yang Xiaoshue's nose. "Okay. I don't know you yet, stop threatening brother Yang." "I don't have." Yang Xiaoshue saw that Wang Xuan had discovered her trick, so she quickly poked her finger to hide her embarrassment. Yang Linjing had never seen her act like a girl since he was a child, and his jaw dropped. "It seems that my sister is deeply in love with Wang Xuan," he thought to himself. Then he looked at Wang Xuan and said seriously, "Your Highness, I hope you will be nicer to my sister in the future. Although I can't beat you, I won't let you go if you bully my sister." His tone was serious and earnest. Yang Xiaoshue was a little embarrassed and punched him. "Brother. What are you talking about?" Faced with this threat, Wang Xuan nodded seriously. "Brother Yang, don't worry. I, Wang Xuan, will never bully her in my life." How could he let down a girl who loves you to the bone and is even willing to sacrifice for you? The soldiers around him had all pricked up their ears just now, and now they couldn't help but make a noise of derision when they heard such an answer. Yang Xiaoshue's pretty face was flushed, and she couldn't stay in such an environment for a moment, so she grabbed Wang Xian's arm and pulled him out. "Brother Wang Xuan, let's go. I heard that there are a lot of foreign things in Nanchur these days. I haven't seen them yet. Let's go shopping together." Yang Linjing shook his head helplessly. Sure enough, girls are thinking about their husband's family before they get married. After all, I am your elder brother. Give me some face. Finally, Yang Linjing still shouted to Wang Xuan, "My little sister is in your hands, your Highness." Wang Xuan smiled and nodded. Yang Xiaoshue did not look back, but the speed of walking while pulling Wang Xuan became obviously faster, as if they were running away. There was laughter at the scene. Yang Linjing looked at the backs of the two people leaving, and murmured to himself, "Little sister, big brother can only help you here." After leaving the general's mansion, Yang Xiaoshue stopped at the door and turned to Wang Xuan and said, "Brother Wang Xuan, what my elder brother said, don't mind it. It's all a joke, don't take it seriously." Yang Xiaoshue didn't want to put pressure on Wang Xuan. "Really?" Wang Xuan pretended to be thoughtful. "So that's it, okay, I take back what I said." "Ah." Yang Xiaoshue was a little surprised, and then her eyes dimmed. "Okay." Wang Xuan couldn't help but laugh when he saw this, and touched her head. "Okay, I lied to you, I won't take back what I promised." "Really?" Yang Xiaoshue smiled instantly, her eyes twinkling. Wang Xuan was a little dazed for a moment, then nodded and said, "Of course it's true. You said it, don't go back on your word. Let's make a pinky promise." Yang Xiaoshue then extended her pinky finger. They often did this when they were young, and a pinky promise meant that they could never go back on their word. Okay, let's pinky promise. Wang Xuan also extended his pinky finger. Pin, hang, and don't change for 100 years. Finally, a seal was stamped. Yang Xiaoxue was very satisfied, because Wang Xuan had said to her for a lifetime, the kind that can't be regretted. Facing Yang Xiaoxue's affectionate eyes, Wang Xuan admitted that he couldn't bear it anymore, so he quickly changed the subject. Ahem. Didn't we say we were going to visit South City? Let's go. Yang Xiaoxue nodded shyly, not noticing Wang Xuan's embarrassment. What she was thinking was, this is my first date with brother Wang Xuan, right? Someone asked me if I can update more chapters. I will tell you the rules for updating more chapters. The basic update is 2 chapters a day with at least 2,000 words. I will update more chapters for every 1,000 free love generators, or the equivalent of 300 gift points. Welcome to add more chapters to my chapters. I will add more chapters to my chapters.